Hey guys, liger0jps here, and we're gonna do the Q&A about me, some of the questions I always get asked, so I would like to go ahead and give those answers to you guys. So the first one is, how old are you? And I'm like, usually I keep that private, but I'm still about mid-30s. That's all you need to know. If I give you a year and a month, you could probably figure out the rest. But my birthday did recently pass about 2 months ago. So mid 30s, that's all I'm telling you for now. Um, you said you're Navy. How long you been doing that? 8 years, almost 9 years. Next month would be 9 month. Would be 9 years. So yeah, December 1st would be 9 month. I mean 9 years. I always want to say months. I'm just bad. I'm sorry. Um, do you have a significant other, a girlfriend or something? Well, I used to have a girlfriend. Things didn't work out too well. It was just really bad. Even my friends said it was bad, and I tried to make it work, but it just went rock bottom. So yeah, I just kind of said, "Meh." Am I looking for a new one? I think sort of yes, but I'm kind of like occupied and other things here and there, so my mind is kind of there for it, but sort of not. But if the right one comes my way, I'm not turning it down. What's my favorite place I've been to, or that I've been to since being in the Navy? That one. This one is always the hardest one I have to answer, even from family and friends, because it's kind of hard to say because there's so many places I've been to that I liked, and some of them I want to go back. But honestly, though, this might sound stereotypical of me, but personally, my favorite place I've been to would be Japan. I actually was recently in mainland Japan. I was in Yokohama, and I actually went to go see the Gundam Yokohama there, which was nice. I wanted to go a second time, but it was down due to maintenance and other stuff. Um, but I did take days off to go to Tokyo, which I went to the Aorzia Cafe a few times. I think I have videos of things I got from Japan or did in Japan. If you look at that video, you'll see me. I mean pictures from being in the Aorzia Cafe. I did get some looks there a few times because I was naming songs off the top of my head, saying, and people was looking at me like, he's a Final Fantasy nerd. So there was that. I mean, that's also the reason why I actually did get from there, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it in the other video, like these job stones, which is why I have my favorite, the Dark Knight. I have almost all of them. I'm just missing a lot of the melee DPSs. One caster, one healer, and that's it. I'm thinking I'm missing the Samurai, the Ninja, the Reaper, the Sage, Red Mage, and think that's it. Because I got the rest of them. I also got the Dark Knight acrylic display stand, and also got a Final Fantasy keyboard mouse pad with the Shadowbringers. Um, Favorite kind of food I like. Now, I'm not too picky except for when it comes to vegetables, because I don't like a lot of vegetables. I'm really picky because I do like broccoli and cauliflower a lot. Uh, Sometimes green beans, but that's an on and off thing. I will eat peas and carrots at times, but only when I make a fried rice and I make it myself, or other things I'll use vegetables in. But I'm really picky. But I do like the broccoli, the cauliflower, like the spinach, asparagus, baby spinach, things like that. But favorite food, that's a hard one because I try not to be too picky, and I like to be open-minded to a lot of things. But personally, it's a tie between Asian and Italian. Personally, I like the Asian more though. Sometimes it's spicy as well, but I like Asian more. The plain simple. I love the noodles, and I love the seafood, and I love eating sushi. I can't help it. It's just my go-to guilty pleasure. Okay, you can sue me for it. What's my favorite thing I ever done? Actually, jeez, That's a hard thing to say because there's a lot of things I've done. But if I just choose the top three, it would have been a couple of years ago. I was in Egypt for my birthday, and I actually got to go see the pyramids, the Sphinx, and do a lot of that stuff. I do have pictures of that, and I'll probably show that later in video of like the places I've been and things I've done. I might do a video like that later. There was that. Next would be, I want to say Italy. No, it wouldn't be Italy because there was a time we was actually bouncing around from port to port. We was doing a lot of sightseeing though. I did see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I did go see that once, but and this was in the same year I got to go see the pyramids. I did go to Jerusalem. Yeah, so that's a thing. So I did go there once. That was fun. So the Italy, Jerusalem thing and a lot of stuff like that, that counts as number two. Number three, number two, number three would be Egypt. I'll make Italy and Jerusalem number three, Egypt number two. And I'm not saying Egypt number two just because I'm black or whatever, or Egyptian. No, I'm not. I just wanted to go there, and I actually did get to go there and see it. And number one would be in Japan, because if you're not familiar with Japan, Japan's rules are kind of strict, but if you obey them, they will go easy on you. Now, if you're a civilian, they're a little bit more lenient, but if you're military, they kind of slap the book down on you really hard. And since I'm military and I'm treated as military, they slap that book on me hard. And just because I say military doesn't mean I wear the, those camos or the fatigues or whatever. No, I work as a civilian, but I'm military. My ID even says military, but civilian right underneath it. So it says I work for the Department of Defense and I'm Navy, but I'm a civilian. So there's a kind of slight difference, but I'm a civilian. I don't wear that camo uniform like they do, but I still follow their rules just like as much as they do, and I have to do it regardless. But there was a thing outside of going to the Eorzea Cafe a couple of times. I did go to the Gundam Cafe, the Gundam Yokohama, but I also got to do something else. So this is a story. I also play another game that I forgot to mention is I play Gundam Battle Operation 2. So I'm pretty sure you've seen a few of my videos of me playing that. And I also play that with another Twitch streamer called Sly, aka Grey Fox. I played with him. Played a few matches with and against him. So I did that. But I was in Japan, but I was also in my guild I'm in. I ended up meeting one of my friends there. And I ended up going playing with them. I played with him a few times. I didn't know going to meet him because I said I was going to be in Japan. He's like, hey, let's go meet up. And I knew it was a woman. Her English wasn't the best, but she did try to compensate enough for me. But we ended up hitting off. We went to go around, and we ended up going to the Gundam Cafe together. And we ended up buying a lot of high-grade models. I'm not a fan of high grades as much. I haven't been a fan of them since Gundam Seed was airing, Gundam Seed wasn't airing. It was past Gundam Seed. Gundam 00 was airing. I haven't been a fan of them since then. Because I remember I had two high grades. It was the high grade Strike Freedom and the Destiny. But these was the old high grades, so I didn't realize you need a lot of work to make them look good. So yeah, this was before the master grades of them came out. Because I remember the first four master grades I had was the Freedom, the Zeta, and the Double Zeta. Wait, I'm trying to remember. Strike Freedom wasn't the fourth. No, I think Strike Freedom was the fourth one because I had the Extreme Blast. Because I remember I had like 4 at the time, and I'm pretty sure the Freedom was the fourth one. If Freedom wasn't the fourth, it was Wing Zero. Strike Freedom or Wing Zero was like number 4. But I remember I was there in Japan with her. We went to the store, this hobby store. We bought like 30 high grades. I paid for 20. She paid for 10. Now we ended up spending some time. I gave them all to her because I said I don't know how to get these back home. Then I had to go back the next day or so to the exchange, box them up and have them sent home. And I was like, I don't like high grades. And I said, you can have these and have them on your display case. And we ended up buying some paint and stuff for her too. So that was the thing. I also met one of her other friends who insulted me the day before, well, a couple of days before. And I didn't realize they was friends until we had a little meetup. The day after, we went shopping, and oh boy, it turned into a shit show. But it all worked out. But yeah, I did meet one of my gamer friends in Japan, which was nice. I actually did end up meeting a few of the other ones too. It was a shock to realize you're black. We didn't know. It'd be funny sometimes, but it was chill thing. The only reason that was the thing because when I started playing Gundam Battle Operation 2, I was originally playing this when it was only available if you had a Japanese or I think Asian account. But I believe you had to have a JP account to get it, which I had like 3 PSN accounts. So one of them was my JP account that I got it for. So that was a thing with one of my friends. I also met a few of my old FC mates before. And when I was in France, because we ended up going to see a castle which was modeled as the image for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Yeah, if you remember that logo for Castlevania Symphony of the Symphony of the Night, the castle they used in the background was a castle that's in France that I actually went to go see, and I didn't notice until I looked it up, and I saw that the same castle name I was visiting was the same one that was used. Coincidence? It was funny. Coincidence? Not so much, but it was great. I enjoyed seeing that castle. But yeah, that was me too much ranting on, but those would be my top 3. The Italy and Jerusalem trip visits, the Egypt and Japan. But the other thing I did in Japan was you can get a license and you can actually go-karting in the streets of Tokyo. And I did this, and I got to race around in a Luigi go-kart. I had a hell of a time doing that for a day. I didn't spend all day. I think I spent maybe 2 hours or so doing that, but it was a hell of a good time. It's not the first time I've been go-karting, but it's the second. It's like the 4th time I went go-karting. I also had a point where, also on my birthday, I think 3 years back, I was in Dubai. And I went to the mall. I took the day off because I said, it's my birthday. I just want the day off. I was like, sure, fine. It's your birthday. Go enjoy yourself. You need to do this because you're overseas. Enjoy yourself. I went to, I think it's called Mall of the Emirates. You can go through 3 different malls by train. You can get a round trip ticket. That'll take you to all 3 malls. I think it's like a round trip all day ticket. And then you can just go through all 3 malls. And the first mall we go to is nothing really there, so we take the train to go to the next mall. Because I know it's like the Mall of Emirates is the middle one, and inside they have a place called Ski Dubai, and I remember being told about this. And I do have a picture of this somewhere. I'll probably show it later. I wish I would have thought about this sooner, but hold on, I might have it on my phone or my iPad. But we had this thing. I ended up going snowboarding. And I went snowboarding and I had a hell of a time. But I also went back another day. And I ended up doing one thing that actually became a picture I used a lot. Was I actually took pictures with penguins. And I tell people there's a story about that. How one of the penguins almost, pecked somebody's ear. And actually, I found the picture. Please forgive my hair and everything, but that's me. That was me at that time for like my birthday. I was like full beard, facial hair, and all that. So please forgive me. I was like, whatever. But that was one of those things I did, and I enjoyed it. Had a hell of a time. Got to ride a ski lift, and I'm like, I don't like this because I'm looking down. I'm like, hope I don't fall. Hope I don't fall. It's like they tell you when you ride, if you're wearing skis, you hold on both. But if you're a snowboarder, you're supposed to keep one on and the other off. you keep one foot in strapped in, the other one not strapped in, and that was a thing. So yeah, I think those would be my top three. Um, what's another thing people always ask me? I I don't remember a lot of this off the top of my head. I had a list in another Discord of people asking me these things, but because it asked me so sporadically, and it's like I don't feel like scrolling up through a lot of the Discord chatter just to find it. People asking me like, "What's my profession in the Navy?" I'm a cook. This is what I wanted to do. So technically, all this facial hair is a no-go, but since I'm home on vacation, I'm letting it slide. But the moment I get that call or email and I have orders to go somewhere, yip, all gone. Is still like also, I guess, is there somebody I have interest in one of the Discords I'm in? Yes, I do. There's like a few people here and there I have interest in, but I'm not gonna go treading on that or anything because I'd rather just keep that as, hush hush under the bridge. Keep that like under the radar. Don't want to put it out there. Um, one of the things is like, do I ever plan to retire soon or get a different job? I thought about it, but I'm kind of happy doing this because I'm traveling and get to see the world. I'm probably going to do this until maybe I'm 50. Like I said, I'm in my 30s, so this means I got about 20 more years to go. Well, let me see. Retirement is like 59 and a half, so I'm still got 20 plus years to go. But I'm okay with this because it's not too bad. I could probably make it if I'm lucky. Have I ever been hurt on the job a few times? And was it serious? I have been hurt on the job twice. Was it twice or once? I know I have been hurt on the job once, and it put me out of commission for 6 months. Um, and I had basically, this was still when I was younger. I was in Singapore, and we was moving pallets. Now, if you don't know, pallets can be stacked so high, at least from the pallet itself, everything on stacked on top can come up to about my height. Just short of my height, like a foot shorter than me. We'll say the pallets can be stacked, pallet plus the food on top can be stacked up anywhere up to 3 feet or 4 feet high. This includes the pallet and everything on top, so keep that in mind. And the one pallet I was moving was a heavy one, and no one was helping me because the other two was old people, and they was like, "You're young, you can do this." Mind you, they was like in their late 40s, early 50s, and I was like my late 20s. Was it? Yeah, I was my late 20s, early 30s, and I was trying to pull it, and I managed to pull it, but I also managed to pull something else in my lower back, and I ended up popping a disc. I pushed the disc out of place, and it slowly started pushing itself out, and it actually got kind of bad to the point that I couldn't walk for a while, and I actually pinched a nerve so bad that my leg was going numb, and I couldn't feel it at times, and it actually stopped moving into a while, and people was like, "Why do you stop?" I was like, "I can't feel my leg." And when I went to the doctor, yeah, and mind you, this is Singapore I was in. I went to the doctor and I was like, "Hey, can you look at this and everything?" They took me and they said there's nothing wrong. They took an X-ray and they said there's nothing wrong. They looked at it, but when mom, the captain, and the ship's doctor and my boss saw the X-ray, my boss saw it first because he was right there. He looked at it and he was like, "That's not looking right because the lower the lower two bones of my spine were too close to each other." And he said that's not normal. It's not because I'm overweight or anything. I may be a slightly heavy boy, but I'm actually fit though. I can lift and move. Because I like it runs in my family that we're kind of slightly heavy set people. Depends on which side of the genes you get. You're either skinny or you're kind of heavy set, muscular, strong type, but we're all strong family members anyways. the disc was pushed out. And he said, those two bones are pushing down on each other. And I said, yeah, that's hitting my nerve. That's why I can't feel my leg. And it was so bad that like I literally could not walk. So I had to be, and we also had this rule that if you can't work for 3 days, they just have to send you home. And I literally couldn't walk at times. And like I could work and I was trying to, but they said you're in a bad position because if you can't lift, this was before I moved up to being a cook anyways. I was like, if I can't lift anything or I can't really walk, and if I'm stuck on the stairs, I'm just a hindrance. So I couldn't do anything. And they end up having to send me home. So somebody had to help me pack I packed my stuff up myself, but somebody had to help me get it down the off the ship and get help. And I literally had to hobble one leg to get off the ship. And when I did, I was wheelchaired in the airport. I got sent to the airport, and I was wheelchaired all the way through. And it took a while, and I was like, when I got home, it was late. So luckily, Mom was there to get me, because she was like, hey, I'm coming home, and I'm like, please be ready because it's kind of bad. She got there late, though, because she had to get off work. She was working late, or she was doing something else, but she saw me in a wheelchair. She was like, what happened? And I'm like, we're going to need to go to the doc. I need to see my doctor badly. I said, I need to go see him the day after tomorrow. I said, I need tomorrow to rest. She didn't realize until we got home that you can't walk. Then when we went, they said, your nerve is pinched. Your disc is knocked out of place. It's bad. We're going to have to fix this. So I had that fixed. It took a while. And it took me 6 months to recover because I had to start getting some feeling back in my leg. Then I had to, build up all my endurance back. So it kind of hurt to try to lift. At that time, I couldn't even lift 5 pounds. I could barely lift about 5 pounds, maybe 10. It took a while so I could start building up to 20. And I was like, it's like you can lift 20, which is what your required. I said, can I stay longer as I need to be able to lift 40? Like, why 40? I said, because I'm at food service. And other times, I'm like, if it's more than 40, maybe 60 max though, but I'll worry about that later on my own time. 40 is the minimum I need to lift because food service. Because pickles, we get those big jars of pickles, that's like 40 pounds. The case of rice is 60 pounds. Case of milk, that UHT milk is 10 pounds. So they understood that. So they helped me get up to 40 pounds and they let me go and I was cleared. Am I the same still? Not so much. I haven't been the same since, but I'm still able to do the job. Have I hit my profession? Yes, I'm a cook. I'm trying to work my way up because I want to move my way up to chief steward so I can be, that head cook, It's not an easy job, but I like cooking. It's my thing. Has there been anything I ever regret buying in my life? Can't really say yes. It's never been much of anything I ever regret buying because I'm usually content. I'm low-key chill about it. I'm like, yes, whatever. Or doing something for family. So yeah, I'm okay with that. So I'm like, it's whatever. I buy things. I'm like, here. I mean, I bought family like gifts because I know they like football. A lot of us like football. So I bought them like jerseys. I bought some of them jerseys. I know I bought my cousin's little girl a My Little Pony that actually plays a My Little Pony song where you like squeeze her nose. I mean, it's little things like that. So, I mean, I bought my other cousin, his son, a PS4 controller. So, he was happy and content with that. So, I don't complain much. Is it hard? Is it hard to please me? This is debatable and questionable at best. I can't say yes and I can't say no. So let me put it like this: I would like to give people others so they can be happy and things, which is why some of my friends have this guilty conscience whenever I give them something. It's like I gotta pay you back, even if they can't. I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. It's fine. They remember and they feel bad about it. until I literally says, I will slap you if you don't stop. It's okay. So it's usually like that. But I'm usually okay saying, it's fine, don't worry about it. Now, due to my ex-girlfriend, there's that fine line of, I don't regret it, but I'm now thinking about it, I kind of do, for a lot of reasons and for the things she's done to me. I kind of regret it, but right now it's at a point where I'm like, what's done is done. I don't regret it too much. It's whatever. It's nothing I can really complain about now, or I will complain, but it happens. Now, is it hard to please me? No, I'm like I said, I'm a simple, laid back guy. Even the smallest, simplest thing is enough for me. If you're like, here, I bought you lunch, I'll be grateful. Or you'd be like, hey, would you like this? I'm like, sure, thank you. I don't complain. It's like, oh, you're a gamer. Hey, would you like this for your console or whatever? Sure, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm simple. I'm not a hard guy. Is there any movie series or franchise I don't like watching? And there's a few. I know that I'm gonna get criticized and hated on for saying two of these, but the two of them I don't like watching. One is Harry Potter. Now, before you come at me with fire and torches and pitchforks, I have watched Harry Potter before, like the first two or three movies. I think I read part of the first book, but after that, I was like, I'm not interested. Okay, so it's not my thing. The other one is Star Wars. I just don't. I can't. It's just those. I don't like them. Game of Thrones is also creeping up on that list too. Now I think about it, because I was enjoying it at the start, back when it was only like 6 seasons, and then I missed season 7. I came back to try to binge watch it, but then I was on deployment and season 8 was airing, and I didn't want to watch it, but somebody had spoiled it and showed me like, hey, they're showing it, and I ended up looking and I saw the ending, and I'm like, oh no, this is horrible. I don't want to watch Game of Thrones no more. So I'm like, I'm done. Okay. Oh, what? I like this one. I want to get to the second, but finishing the whole Game of Thrones thing, that turned me off. I was disappointed. I know this was because the books wasn't finished, so they was winging it or something. So can't hate them too much, but I kind of can. This one is, what's the most expensive thing I ever purchased, whether it be for myself or somebody else? Damn. I was gonna say maybe it was something I bought my ex-girlfriend, but no, I don't think so. It says bought, not gave. It says bought, so me doing that for her doesn't count. Technically, I think the most expensive thing I purchased would be my PS5, because I think I paid close to like $900 for that. Yeah, and that's the physical version, so it has you can see the disc drive on it. So the PS5 for me would be the most expensive thing I bought, and I think right behind that would be maybe my gaming laptop, my Asus laptop. If I was thinking about anything I bought my ex, maybe. No, it wasn't her desk. No, I don't even think anything. I know I bought her a lot of stuff that totaled way more than I ever purchased, but that was then. But now, I don't think so. I mean, I used to spend too much on her in 1 month, so I'm glad that's over with. People ask me, will I ever tell the name of my ex-girlfriend? Because I know some people heard the story, and I'm like, or like where she's at or anything. I'm like, I always said, I won't do it. I think there's only 1 or 2 people who know my ex-girlfriend. No, I think there's like maybe 4 people at most who might know her. but I know all of them don't really talk to her as much anymore after her Florida vacation she had. So there's that. But people ask, how much did I ever spend on my ex-girlfriend? That was about $8,000 or $9,000 I spent on her. Yeah, I know I should be slapped upside the head a few times. I know. Stop. I know. I get it all the time. I'm well aware of it. Can't buy happiness or love with money. I wasn't trying to, but sucks to be me in that relationship. I know. Now, I know this other thing is, you have a lot of Gundams. A lot of Gundam models. How much is your collection worth? Or how much have I spent in total on them? Um, if I'm thinking this straight, including all the master grades I have and the two perfect grades and all any duplicates I have, because I think the Brazil is the only one I have a duplicate. Well, the Brazil and the MGX Unicorn. Uh, I believe those two, with those counted, I want to say my collection spent, and I think including the three different Double O Risers, or three different Double O Gundams, the Romo, the Xan, and the Seven Sword G, plus the two Quantas, the two Exias, the four Strikes. Well, technically three, because one is the Strike Rouge, but still a Strike. And then the two recent Zaku's and the RE100 Calamity. I want to say my collection is, I think I spent over $3,000. Maybe close to $4,000 now. I don't remember because I do know some of them I ended up paying over $250 for them. Paying like $250 for a master grade. And I think only two different master grades alone themselves made me pay $250 for. I know the Unicorn MGX. I ended up paying like $250 for them, and then the FAS from the Gundam Sentinel version, the Master Grade Verka or the FATS. That one I ended up paying like $250 for. I mean, I was getting them in a faster delivery though, so kind of an upsell price buying them like that, but off Amazon, but I didn't care. And the other site wasn't selling them, or their stock shipment was limited. But I would say, yeah, that's roughly about 30. I'll say ballpark range. I spent about anywhere from 3,000 to about 3,700. You have to go through the list, count two. If I count the two add-ons I have, because I bought two of one and the other one for the Hazel and the one for the Hyakushiki. If you count those, yeah, there's a ballpark price range you're looking at. Somewhere, I'd say it's under 4,000, but it's over 3,000. Because I think that two perfect grades alone is about 1,000, and then two unicorns two unicorns plus the two perfect grades I have is roughly $1,000 itself right there. Hell, Ed, and that one is like 1,200. So yeah, we're about market value price is about that. Do I ever plan on getting more? Yes, there's actually two more I want to get, and I saw them. Both of them was announced. I don't know when the second one is coming out, but I do know the other one I do want to get. There's another perfect grade I want to get. I have a list somewhere on my computer or hard drive. I have somewhere that I do want to get them. So the new MGEX that's coming out, that should be out this month or so. I do want that because that's the Strike Freedom, but I think it comes out, I think it was pre-orders, but it won't probably ship out until maybe next month. This is November 3rd, so probably won't ship out until maybe December. I don't know. Then there's the new Zeta Gundam they had announced. I think it's Zeta Gundam Verka, because we just had the 2.0. So yeah, we're now getting another Zeta Gundam, which I kind of figured because Zeta Gundam is popular. It's like you get the original Gundam and then Zeta Gundam is like right behind it with a lot of master grade releases. So yeah, looking forward to that one. So yeah, those are that. I also have some old ones I want to get, like the Easy Age or anything. The Easy A Gundam, maybe the Ground Gundam, GPO 1 and 2. There's like a few others I want to get. Um, I don't think there was too many more things people ask me. Oh, what? Do I ever plan on visiting friends I make online or like in Discord? Actually, yeah, I do plan on. Like I said, I have met a few. I met like three. So I met like five so far. Two from Final Fantasy and three from Gundam Battle Operation 2. I do plan on meeting some more friends in another Discord. Um, because we do want to mess around with the Eorzea cookbook and make our own recipes for the memes. So we're gonna do that. There's a thing. Um, I think there's maybe somebody else I was planning on meeting soon too, but I don't know. Can't say it. It's just don't. If there's a place I want to live, where would it be? Japan, because anime Gundam weeboo in me would be screaming Japan all the way through. I can't help it. Do I have an ideal type of woman? Why would I have that? As long as she's humble, down to earth, funny, I don't care. I'm not complaining. Just don't be the gold digger type, okay? That's just wrong. Who is my closest friend to this date? Wow, that's well, I guess any of the friends I played back on the PS3, Castlevania, Harmony of Despair, those would be my closest friends. I mean, we have our own private PSN channel chat we have, and I think we also have a Discord too we share too. Is there anything I miss personally out of my life? No, there's nothing I miss personally. Have I ever gone to a gaming event before? Yes, but I never placed high. I was on the low end. I just entered it just to enter it for the lulz. I didn't ever plan on getting far anyways. Now, in Gundam Operation 2, I did enter a clan tournament before, so I guess that could count, but we also did pretty good too. But that's an online thing, but to actually do anything like, in person, I did one fighting game tournament, but that was it. I don't do too many more. Is there any person that I would like to meet in person one day? There is a few people here and there, but as it stands right now, I'm not too worried about it, so it's alright. Have I ever met the president or seen the president up close in person? Actually, yes. So a couple of years back, we am on the naval base, so I'll let you figure that part out. If you know when this was, you probably know, oh, you live in that state. So my state has a naval base, and we had a ship that was being christening or something here. They was having this big event, and President Trump was there. And we had invited saying, hey, if you would like to go, now from where I was on the base means I would have to drive about 5 to 10 minutes to the other side of the base. Well, 10 minutes is kind of over-exaggerating, but sometimes it feels like 10 minutes, sometimes 15. We had to drive to the other side of the base for this little gathering just to see the president. So, like I was saying, sorry for that little brave pause interruption here. But like I was saying, we had to go to the other side of the base, and it was Tristan in the ship, and this was like a couple of years ago, and I actually got to see President Trump. I was about, 6 rows behind him, off on the side, so I could see him. And yeah, he looks just like a Cheeto. kind of a wrinkly old Cheeto. I don't think there's anything else I will need to say because this video has been going on for way too long, roughly about 40 minutes. So I think I'll end it here. If anything else ever comes up or people want to ask or something, I will gladly tell them. Oh yeah, this is one last thing. Well, can I add you or talk to you in Discord or PSN or add you? I don't mind it, just kind of forewarn me ahead of time if you're going to do that. Because sometimes if I get that random friend request, if I get a random friend request on PSN, I'm probably not going to accept it without some warning like, who the hell are you? Same thing with the DMs. I mean, DMs are probably more lenient and I'll respond to them, but outside of that, though, I probably won't. I'll just be like, don't know you, not going to get involved. But yeah, I mean, you can find me on Discord. You can find me on PSN. But hey, if you ever want to talk to me, you can. I don't bite much. But yeah, it's time for me to go. I got other things to do. I let this video go on for way too long. I need to do other stuff. I need to get back to 14. I need to finish PvP before this season is done. And get the mount a second time for my ult this time. And maybe do raids again. So I'll catch you guys later. Maybe I'll do another one of these videos like this and see where it goes from there. So till then, I'll see you guys later.